All right. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl, Miss Bree.
Yeah, what up? It's Chosen on the beat.
And you just tuned into the Chop Shop podcast.
You just pulled up. Skirt.
All right, y'all. So today we have actually some guests today with us. Our good friends.
Special guests.
They're our friends, married couple. You might know them as the Learys. We have Amaris and we have Juan with us today.
Couples goals.
Couple goals. Facts. Exactly.
I appreciate that.
Exactly.
We're happy to be here.
Happy to be here.
What's up? How y'all doing?
I always love talking to y'all. We're good.
You're good? Yeah?
Very good.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you. We welcome you. So what I wanted to discuss, because a lot of times we've been married for 14 plus years, and a lot of people always ask us what's the secret to our marriage, and we don't really have an answer per se, but I think that a lot of people are also looking at you guys the same way, saying like, you guys are couple goals. You know what I mean? Especially on social media right now, everybody's like on you. So what would you say is like the secret to your marriage?
Or to a happy marriage.
To a happy marriage. Successful marriage.
Successful marriage.
Without telling all your business, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you want to start?
Well, I mean, I always say like, for us, definitely have to have a spiritual foundation. Definitely, like first and foremost, because when certain things happen, if you don't see it from the right place, from a spiritual place, and you might see it from, a shallow point of view, then you might make the wrong decision based off that, right? So that's, for me, the main thing.
I think for us, we've talked about this question.
Yeah.
And it's always been like spiritual foundation.
Yeah.
Because sometimes if we listen to our head more than our heart, I feel like we would have made different choices.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it has gotten us through, and I feel like that's the only reason why we're here.
So like the spiritual aspect will have you, instead of lashing out, because you have that foundation, it will have you say something different or take a break before you speak.
Right.
Or if something happens, like think of it from a different point of view, like what's trying to happen within us,
Okay.
What's trying to.
Why is it trying to break you?
Right. I see it even when we're fighting, I'm like, something must be
What's
going on
really
deeper
going on?
than all the shallowness, right? Like, the other thing though I would say is that to always continue to grow on your own, right? Like grow yourself, keep trying to grow and get better, grow your mind, grow your spirit, mind, body, soul, right? Because if you work on yourself, obviously you're going to have a better relationship with your partner, right? Like
You'll
taking
be
that
happier.
responsibility.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, wouldn't you both have to grow? Because if they're not growing and you're only one growing,
Right.
Is it something that you guys grow together? Like you say individually. Like, do you say, hey, you guys talk about your growth and what you're trying to do and your goals and your growth, and then you guys try to make that happen, or is it? What do you mean by that?
Good question. Yeah, I mean, on our own, I think we have our own journeys that we are on. But also, yeah, you're right. I mean, together too. Like we set our goals together, right?
Plus your
We make-
personal.
General goals together, but it's really important for us to have our individual time and certain goals so that we feel good about ourselves in the relationship.
Yes.
I love that.
That's same with us.
It's
like,
important.
Not meeting goals, it hurts. You know what I mean? You
for
feel,
sure.
Like, I don't know, when me and Bree set a goal, like even with our weight loss goal, right? You know what I mean? And then just not trying to meet that, it's just like, man, I'm a failure. You know what I mean?
You're right.
Exactly. Or
But
you cheat on me with food or something, and then I'm like, you cheat on me. I'm over here.
Not with no hoes. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Maybe
You cheat on me with a meal.
Chosen don't do that. You know what I mean?
No. Cheat on me with a meal.
Okay.
Okay.
Like, whoa,
Already? You didn't prepare us for this.
like, wait, where are we going?
And then the
with
truth
this?
comes out. No. With a meal is what I'm saying. Whoa.
Yeah.
But like, so good point though, too. Like being on the same page with stuff like that though is like, we're gonna do this together. Versus like, I'm just gonna eat good and she has no goals in that. It's gonna make it much harder, right? Because she's not caring, or vice versa. Usually it's me. Like I'm like, okay, I'll jump on your train.
Right.
Yeah, because Chick-fil-A. Yeah, I know.
Chick-fil-A be calling me.
I know. Chick-fil-A sauce.
Chick-fil-A sauce on
I want
everything.
egg whites with some Chick-fil-A sauce.
Yeah, I love Chick-fil-A sauce. On everything. We can put it on anything. Salmon, it don't matter. So.
Chick-fil-A. That's my
Salad.
I know to get you
salad
food.
dressing, Chick-fil-A sauce.
Yep.
It's a new
We'll take you to
joke.
Chick-fil-A for your birthday next year.
I know. Don't say less.
Just give me a big old thing of sauce.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
love that.
But as far as us though, it's like, what do you think is the secret to a successful marriage? Because 14 years is a long time.
That's a long
is a very
time,
long
man.
time. Yeah, you
Honestly, that's a long time. Like when we think about it, like, dang, man, that's a long time of our lives that we've been together. You know,
Right.
it's like it seems like it's long, but then it also seems like it's not that long at the same time, right?
Right.
I feel that our relationship is going to have ups and downs. Either, like you said, goals for myself may go up and down, and he may make me accountable for some of those goals. But I really feel like it's the commitment to the relationship.
For sure.
No matter what, we're going to have times that we're not going to be liking each other. There's going to be times that we have an argument, we fight, or he doesn't get his way, I don't get my way in the relationship or whatever it was.
Right.
But we're like, we're commit to the relationship. Like no matter what, this is what we're in here for. We're not going to just throw it away. You know, what do you think?
100%.
Yeah, it's when you get to the point where it's like, I told her, like, I'm not divorcing you ever. Like, it's not happening. Like, that's not even in my cards. I don't care. Like, barring you trying to kill me or you step out and, you leave me or whatever. But if none of that happens, you know what I'm saying? There's stuff that we can work towards, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I just feel like when people realize, oh, I'm about to be committed to this, they're not going to be so quick to jump shit when things get bad.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And I think communication too is a big factor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even us trying to communicate it's been bumpy. You know what I mean? But that part is really important to be able to talk to your better half. You know what I mean? Because not having that it's bad. You know what I mean?
rough at the
Tough.
beginning.
It's very tough. Yeah.
Exactly, because we can't read minds. As much as you guys think that we can read your mind, we can't. We have an intuition, that there's something bothering you, but we don't know what's really going on, because just as much as, you, like you were saying, an individual person, I have my own individual things that have nothing to do with the relationship or my kids or anything. It's just me.
Right.
I'm mad one day because I got on the scale and I'm like, damn it. Or, or like I stubbed my toe and I'm pissed. Or, you know what I mean? Like it could just be really something simple, but it can create an issue within our relationship if I don't have that communication with him, and we have assumptions and things. So I think communication is a foundation for us too.
Huge. Yeah.
What about sex though? As far as sex, do you think that also assists with like a good marriage, to be able to have that? Is that important in having a good marriage?
What do you think? I'll let you start.
I'll let y'all say.
You know my answer.
There's no need to answer us about
Men's
that.
answers are like, absolutely no.
Yes. Right?
Very
Right,
important.
yeah. Very easy answer for the guys. Yeah, we know that
How do
one.
I answer this? So I do believe, I'm really biased because we've always had like a really, I feel like great sexual.
Yeah. Connection. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I can't really compare it to anything.
I was gonna say, like-
I feel.
Go ahead.
You're ready.
Go ahead.
I'm just trying to think and talk at the same time.
I'll say this. I remember you guys telling us that you did a 30-day challenge, right? That you were like, it's
We
not
did.
doing any of that, right? So was that difficult or easy in your relationship?
So we did
really
a 30 day.
It was really challenging.
That was very difficult.
Wow.
That was one of the most difficult things that we've ever done. I think for us, because personally to me, like 4 days is a long time. I'm like, 4 days is crazy long. I'm like, we need to get something going here.
I think it made us realize how much we actually do depend on sex for connection.
That's my love language. It's not because I want to. No. Hear me
it
out.
really
Hear me
is.
out.
Yeah.
I want to please her,
You-
right?
yeah,
so
you wanna
see what I'm
please
saying?
her.
I
It's
want
not
to
about
please her.
you.
It's not about me.
You wanna please her.
I get mine later. It's more
Yeah.
about that's
Yeah.
how I show her I love her. Is I want to please her, and so it means a lot to me. And I think that some a lot of men just want to I mean, obviously we're men. We were
Right.
dogs. We
Right.
that's what we
We got the drive. Yeah.
the pink
Right,
thing.
right.
Right now,
Exactly,
you know what I
How
mean?
yeah.
we got together. So that's why it's a little challenging for me to answer.
Yeah.
Honestly, that was a big part of the beginning of our relationship. I think it was
It was very.
Sexual.
sexual
We're
driven.
young, we're like.
No, same with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it was pretty crazy.
But I think on that though, like I think that's very like it depends on the relationship. I think for us personally, and maybe for you guys, it's very important. And I think it's how you go about it, right? Like when we come from a place of like we're trying to connect, or I'm trying to please her, right? It's very different than me like just trying to be, like you said, like get
Just
in
give
mind,
it to me,
right?
right.
Oh, I need it. I need
Right.
this, or
Like I can't do it to her if she doesn't want it. You know what I'm saying?
You don't like it.
I don't
right?
want
Yeah.
to.
Like, she'll
Like
want
sometimes
it.
it's just to take one for the
sometimes I
team.
take one from the team.
You know
I'm
what
like,
I mean?
I'm not
Shower,
there,
come here,
but
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I know.
That's
I
so
really
hard.
do need that. Yeah,
That's so hard for
He
me.
doesn't-
Like,
he
it's
doesn't-
it's like
it's not
hard.
the same.
I can't
Like,
just
you almost
do
wish
it.
you didn't do it. 'Cause
Exactly.
like,
I feel
No, he
bad.
feels
I'm
bad,
like,
yeah.
dang. I'm like,
Yeah.
dang, man. Like, this
Yeah.
is terrible. She's like, get away. I'm done.
I'm like, and thank you, goodbye, and see. No, I'm just kidding.
So it's like you know what I mean. For her, it's and she's like the same way. She doesn't want to
Yeah.
do it if I don't want to do it. You know
Exactly.
What I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's like so. I think
feel
it's
like
both of our
I'm
love
raping
language.
him if I
actually.
do it that way. Seriously, he's like, yeah, well, can't rape the willing, but yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, like I said, so it's like I said, it's like you said, it's not like we just want to just do it to her.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
when you get to that place,
Yeah.
sex is better. One,
Facts.
I agree.
It's
Facts.
freaking
100%
amazing.
agree. Yeah,
Yes.
100% agree.
I'm telling you right now, as a young kid, there is no way in my mind that I thought I was going to be with one woman for the rest of my life. I couldn't fathom only having
Yeah.
sex with one woman.
I think a lot of men
for the
feel
rest
that
of my
way.
life.
I think a
right?
lot of
How
men
you
feel
do
that
that?
way.
Yeah,
That
I
gets
think
boring,
definitely.
right?
I
You
think a
it
lot
gets
of men
boring?
feel that way.
Right? It doesn't, man. It gets better.
Seriously,
I think,
yeah.
yeah. No, you're 100% right. Like it does get better, especially because you're like, it's like it's like your soulmate. Like it's deeper than that.
It
Like, you know what I'm
is.
saying? Like
Yeah.
it's,
You're
What it
becoming
is.
one,
Yeah,
literally. You know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
so I think
people
that's,
don't realize. Like I think too. Like sex is like really like it's a big deal. Like when you have sex with somebody, like I'm just speaking outside, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you
See?
take some of their stuff,
Right.
and they give
Exactly.
you some of their
Right.
For real. DNA,
whatever.
really,
Yeah,
but you know what I'm
like,
saying?
A lot
Like,
of stuff. It's a soul connection. you
it
know?
is. It is.
There's
Yeah. A
a
lot of people when they first start out experimenting with sex, if you want to say, they a lot of guys will go towards porn.
Yeah.
To like get their moves and things
Or
like that or
just
whatever, or just
find it. They just
find
find
what,
it.
yeah,
Yeah,
see
yeah,
like what it
'cause you
is,
watch
yeah.
it. Yeah.
So, do you guys like? I mean, like when we have done like not we've done when we have done it.
Like,
Whoa, 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 and no.
And we deleted that shit.
No,
really
we
fast.
tried and it was embarrassing.
It was
we'll
not-
never, and you'll never find
Yeah, I
it.
was like
But
280
anyways,
pounds.
yeah, it's not as glamorous as it looks when you watch it, if you've watched it. Or whatever. But we in the beginning of it, we did, we enjoyed it together and stuff like that. Do you find that is an issue in relationships and marriage, being able to introduce that as couples? Or do you think that that's not something you want to bring into your relationship?
You're right. Great question.
Do you want to go first?
I know you looking at
Yeah,
me.
you
like,
look- he's
gotta
ready.
say-
She's like,
This.
You better defer to
You got
every.
stuff to
You better
say
defer.
about
You better
it,
defer.
I do, because I feel like my point of view on it was different when I was younger
Wait, lean forward.
than it is now.
We need to make sure we hear this from you. So
Okay.
Yes.
So if you would have asked me this when I was 19, 20, I would have said, you know what, whatever, keep it fun. And I would have probably kept it really light. But when we got into a serious relationship and we really started becoming a family, I realized how much of an impact it can have, and not in a positive manner, right?
Okay, sure.
And it started affecting our relationship. I felt like, okay, you
I
go.
can speak
and
as
then,
a male. I mean, so
Yeah.
I've watched porn before, right? Just being a guy. But yeah, getting into a serious relationship, I think for everybody it's different. Depends on your foundation again, like your relationship, how it is. For us, and I think for most males, like it could affect the way you connect with your woman, how you see the world, right? Your paradigm on women, you start objectifying, and it could shift your whole relationship, right? If you want to have a serious relationship, it can make it very hard to have a serious relationship because of the way you see women, right? Because your mind seeing those images,
and it gets perverted and
it gets
distorted.
perverted and distorted, and
to an extent.
So for
So
us,
you're saying. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
for us personally, it's not a positive thing.
It's not a positive thing
Yeah.
for you guys.
Yeah,
We have
I think there's a 9-day difference, like from when I would do that before, right, to now I don't, and the connection again, the way I see her, the way I love her, is a lot deeper, and the way I interact, who I am, it's just a whole 180 difference for me.
I think porn in general has made, not doing it has made a huge difference in our relationship, but also in him as a person. He realized that your mind gets so zoned into this activity that it also takes away from your work, from energy from that,
Yeah.
and you can make more
sure.
money
Right.
if you're focused. Yeah, if your energy's
your
not going
energy.
sideways.
Right.
And so, in general, as a
For sure.
father figure and as a
That too,
family
like-
man,
Yeah.
I feel like it just didn't match our values anymore.
For
you
us.
know?
I hear you.
That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
makes sense.
I don't know if we feel the same way per se about our relationship, but
No, I mean,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But
to each
but
his
you know
own
what?
and works.
And
No, but
everyone's
you know what?
mind is different too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
I actually I'm thinking you're probably thinking the same thing I'm thinking. Maybe something along the lines of maybe we should think of that too. I never thought of it that way. We just look at it like, you know, we start our relationship kind of like, you know, going
Yeah.
to Fredericks
F
and
Street.
F Street and, you know, and stuff
Yeah.
like that, introducing things because I was more open about certain things. And he was like, oh, word. Okay. I've never met a girl that was more open like that about stuff, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that that's it. But I can say that from the beginning of our relationship to now, it's definitely lessened. It's not something that we necessarily do on a
Yeah, we
regular
don't
basis.
do it very
It's
often.
very
Yeah,
once in
yeah.
a while.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But sometimes
Yeah.
we.
Sometimes it's
And I
like
get-
it's like a mood.
Yeah, it's a mood
It's
thing.
like it's a mood
I
thing.
think it's to each his own. I think it depends on too, like your generational, like what have they dealt with, you know? I think it's something deep down the lines of my generation that it's not positive for me. You know what I'm saying? Like
hear
I
you.
need to cut it.
Yeah,
you know?
you're going. You guys.
And
are
then I
going
think
deep
about
with
my
it.
son.
Yeah,
and I'm
very
like,
deep.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, like I don't want to put that on him. You know,
I hear you.
if it's not up to me really, but I'm saying if I stop, maybe that will have some effect going forward. You know,
I
what
hear
I'm
you.
saying?
Yeah, generationally.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, that's what's
I
up,
hear
man.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel
to
like
get
our
too deep.
perspective on
It's too
it
deep, yeah.
changed.
For
But
sure.
yeah, now we don't really do that. And it's-
You don't need to.
You don't need to
After
in 4 days,
we-
you know what I'm saying?
I got
12 times a minute.
Right?
You know,
12 times a minute. It's hilarious.
You know,
yeah.
that's funny. No, that's dope. You know what I mean? Because that you know, you looked at it as the spiritual aspect of it, and I
Yeah,
guess
for
the
sure.
spiritual aspect of it,
Yeah.
it is kind of a negative.
It
thing
is. You're
because
bringing
it's
in.
a whole
You're bringing
nother-
in
you're
that
bringing in a
spirit
lot of
into the
spirit.
home.
I also think that for you guys, for example, if you're doing it as a couple, it might be different
Might
than
be
if
very
someone
different.
is in on it, someone's not, and then it kind of becomes this separation between you two.
Right.
Does
Like
that
you guys are
make
on the
sense?
same page then.
Yeah.
Oh, we're on the
Like,
same page.
Oh, yeah, we
we're
do
on the
that.
same page.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm very
We
specific
get on the
with
same
what I
page
need
later,
to say.
you know.
Okay.
We won't
So
even
it might
need
be
that.
different. Yeah. We
Nah,
can't say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I hear
But
what
I
you're
think
saying.
I think separately, yeah, it could be a problem.
Right.
Like, it
Oh
definitely
yeah,
could be a problem.
separately,
It could-
definitely.
that's what I'm saying,
That would
like-
separate us.
If like yeah, right, like he's like
Creates a wall.
on his own, he's
Oh,
sneaking and
completely.
he's like watching this, like
Right.
and you don't know about it, like that could create a wall, right? That could create like
It has,
big,
yeah, in a past relationship, not with us, but
It
in
could.
another relationship I had, and I found that out. I'm like, dang, like I felt
Why don't you want me?
you don't want me. I'm right here, willing. You know what I'm saying?
And
So
that's
what
how
would be the
she would
purpose?
feel, right? Like,
Worthless.
Completely understand.
If you're not in on it, you feel like, okay, what's
Right.
going on?
What's going on here?
you want
Yeah,
something outside of this?
you'd feel the same way,
Oh, absolutely.
right?
You
Exactly.
can't do any of that.
You can't do
Right.
any of that.
me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I could see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's why it's different.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in on it as a couple, it might be just completely different. And
Yeah.
Then separation, because it can cause so much
Yeah.
different things.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly.
Nowadays, I feel like it's a big issue for even younger couples, because
Oh, yeah.
the same issues.
Right,
Yeah.
So back in the day, we didn't have access.
No,
I'm gonna
Technology.
No, you had
like,
Cinemax
it'd be
that was
hard.
like-
You had Cinemax.
You gotta wait until like 3 a.m.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
maybe you
And then
catch-
maybe you caught a
Those
nibble or
little
something.
glimpse,
Yeah.
Right, and if you didn't have cable like we did, you had to smack the TV and get a little titty right there.
Exactly. Yeah.
Shoot.
Gosh, you had to wait for BT on
Right.
the pad on the thing.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Exactly.
Not.
Oh my
It's
god.
definitely
Emmanuel in
different.
space or whatever.
It's so out there now. It's free. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now it's
That-
like
that-
every
it's
little
out there.
Out there. It's
It's almost like
like-
desensitized by it now because it's like so much saturation
Yeah.
wherever
Yeah,
you look,
it's
you know?
way-
I wanted to tap on something you were saying when you were younger, because when you were younger, you were more selfish. Is that what you were saying? Like more that you didn't care too much about like the woman, would you say? More so now that you're with like me married, Because you're saying when you were younger, you didn't care too much.
Well, I said I didn't think that I can only have sex with one woman.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I've always been a person that want to make sure that whoever I'm with, I want to make sure that if it feels good. I didn't want to be the 1 minute man. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, we appreciate that.
You know,
there's some that don't care.
No, I just didn't want to be that. I mean, there's been times where there's been some mess ups or whatever with other women, but I don't think I had a connection with a woman sexually as I do with you. You know what I'm saying? Period. Point blank. No, nobody.
Okay.
It just hasn't happened. Like it got stale. The relationship got boring. I got over it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think I'm more in love with you now than I was when I married you. You know what I'm saying? Like it just. I'm serious. Like it just. I don't even know.
Point,
and I'm not saying this for the camera, bro. Like this is serious, bro.
I know
like
what you're saying.
And the reason why it's so crazy to me is because I never thought that can happen. You know, I mean, I used to laugh at married people like, you're whack. Hey,
I know, I'm like, how? I would be like, how are you? Like,
right.
I used to think, like, that's insane. Y'all been together way too long.
And that's crazy. To me, when I got married, in my mind, I always thought, okay, this is my person for life. It was never a question because I feel like my parents really influenced me in that sense. They've had a great marriage their whole life. And so to me, it was just never even a question.
Yeah.
So it was not an option to... Like he was saying divorce, at all.
Yeah.
Like it's not going out. No,
there was no. I don't care what happens. Like Jada and Will, like we're gonna figure this out.
Exactly.
I know. I was like,
and actually, that's what we were going to lead into was the Jada and Will because so with Jada and Will, as everybody have seen what's going on. Well, I'll just say Jada mostly because she's been in the media. Coming out with the book, which, great for her. Kudos, But it's like she's spilling a lot of tea.
Yeah.
And we're like, for what reason? You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm just wondering, like, if you guys have seen some of what's been going on social media in that.
We talked about it.
Well, yeah, we saw a little bit of that. What are your thoughts on it? I'll let you kind of go first. I feel like you have a lot of thoughts on it. I think you can see things from multiple perspectives. So
you do. You actually have different perspectives than most. That's good.
They're out in the public eye, so I really feel like a lot of it could jeopardize the relationship, but I feel like they're doing it for a different reason, for publicity or whatever it is that they want to do.
Okay.
So I don't know how genuine their relationship was since the beginning. So that's where my perspective
That's a whole, I didn't even think of that.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
That's good.
And then we talked about some
of it. Yeah. Well, so obviously, I mean, whenever a celebrity like drops a book or this is about to come out, they usually do something to like get attention. And it's smart. It works. Like she's gonna get a lot of people to look at her, and then she's like, "Oh, she has a book. She's dropping all this stuff. Like, I wonder what the book's about, right?"
Right.
So she's probably gonna get a lot of sales on the book. And like she said, I mean, I think it's crazy to say all that stuff, and like we'll be okay about it, because I know I'd be like, "No, this is crazy. We can't do this."
Pretending it was real.
Right.
What would we think? Right. That's what you're asking?
Yeah, like I mean, would you ever do anything like that? I mean, you guys in a way do put your relationship out there on social media, right? So, but I feel like how we know you is different than social media knows you, right? And so I'm just wondering if this were to be something that were to come out, how would you react in that way? Like, I just feel like
you would feel.
Yeah, how would you feel if she were to have a tell-all book about her life, not even necessarily with you, with previous relationships like she is with Tupac and everything?
If she came out with a book, and I mean, I think first we would have a lot of conversation about it, a lot of agreement on what's going to be in there, right?
Okay.
I mean, if it's mainly about her life, whatever, past relationship, I don't really care because if she's with me, but like to say crazy stuff to the public, then it would.
I feel like he would have been checked out emotionally of the relationship if it was something that I was really putting out there and it was really disrespectful, because I do think it was disrespectful.
I would feel betrayed.
Completely.
I'd be like, no, that's not my wife out there. I'll be like,
that's what it is. It isn't his wife.
Well, that's
of 7 years technically, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like, I'm like, are they even really together? Like,
so right now, I think they were. I think they had a relationship. they had kids
Yeah,
or whatever.
right.
And sometimes I know the relationship is different now. With their type of relationship, we don't know what type of relationship it was. Open.
Right.
They was
Right.
talking about doing certain things or
Obviously,
whatever.
she was with another
whatever.
guy in
so
the relationship.
I don't know how that can handle.
Entanglement,
but
right,
I don't
yeah.
think Will was expecting her to say that out loud, or maybe he was, but he has to be his facial expression says different. You know what I'm saying? As far as when in the beginning, when the whole stuff came out, and they were on the red table talk, and she was telling him all that stuff about. He didn't seem to. He seemed new, or he's a great actor. He's either
he is. He won Oscar.
Well,
Remember?
he is a great actor. It's freaking Will Smith. My bad, bro. You the truth. It's Will over here.
Yeah.
But anyways, you acted your butt off on that, but now I'm starting to think about maybe you're right.
No, that's actually a different way that I wasn't even thinking that. It's probably more like a business. The relationship became a business. Maybe it had started out as a relationship.
Yeah.
But I think that over time they just said it's better for business for us to stay together.
Yeah.
Right.
What's better for her? He worth 300 M's.
Yeah,
she worth 40.
Hold on. It doesn't matter. He messed up so bad, and I think he's also the kind of person. I think he wants to be so successful, and that he's failing. This would be his a second marriage, and a lot of times
100%.
people don't feel like he's an overachiever. He has to accomplish.
Yeah.
And if he were to fail this marriage after 20 something years, that would do something to him internally, personally.
That's a good point.
I don't think it had nothing to do with money. I don't think he would care too much. I think he has to save face. He messed up so bad on the Oscars that if he does this with a relationship and also his career,
but he's not doing it. It was all dead. It was over with. Done deal. We were good. We were over Will and Jada, right? And then boom, here come her. I was gonna say something mean.
Yeah.
Here she comes. Talking again because she's getting ready to drop a book. It seems very selfish.
Yeah.
It seems disrespectful. And he's demasculating that man. Is that the word? Demasculating? Is that it? You know
I think so.
It's not cool.
Emasculate.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel like he knows her at this point. 20 years into it, he knows how she is. I feel like they must have agreed on this or something.
I feel like they have to. It's business.
Yeah, I'm like,
it's business, right?
Well,
He's gonna know what's
I'm
in
gonna
the
go
book.
out here. I'm gonna say all this
to me
crazy
that-
stuff, and he doesn't give because they're not really
Now they're not together,
anymore.
but
So
they
he's
never
like,
said that during the entanglement.
right.
Right?
Right.
Like, that would have been the
Right.
perfect time to say, hey, you know what? We haven't been together since I don't know how many years. But it didn't happen. It's been kind of...
it was quiet.
Yeah. It was... I don't know. They could have said it then.
Entanglement happened, all that stuff went over, and then he smacks old boy. That brought him up again, and then his everything went downhill. I'm waiting for Bad Boys 4, all his movies to come out. I'm like, dang man. So okay, whatever. Let me just say this. I don't fault him for slapping bro. I wouldn't have did it in that setting because as black men, it's just not cool to show that in that particular setting
On that
because it's the
platform.
Oscars, right?
But
But
on that platform,
Make it look,
right, but if a man talks about my wife in a way, I can't tell another man how to react. You know what I'm saying? If you talk about my wife, I don't know what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, I can keep my composure and whoop your ass in the back. But excuse my language. But you know what I'm saying? But
or be peaceful.
I don't feel what he did. He shouldn't have did it there. But I can't. Who am I to tell a man how to protect his wife? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
On that end, but that messed him up. Okay, but that's done now. It's over with, right?
Right.
So this has to be about publicity. It has to be about being 100%. In the fame and being in the limelight because it was over. She wrote a book. She's like, I'm gonna capitalize on this stuff some more. I'm gonna say some wild stuff. I don't know why he slapped that man. He never called me his wife since 2016.
Oh, I know. I know.
What?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I know. Chris Rock was trying to holler at me. That's what she said
exactly.
too.
You know what I'm saying? She said that.
Tupac asked me to marry him.
Yeah. Suge Knight brought me Tupac's ashes.
Yeah, they brought me his ashes when he died. I'm like, what the hell?
Tupac's my soulmate.
Tupac's my soulmate. No, look at no.
Bruh.
Can you believe?
Shut up, bro.
I'm not even lying. These are things that she literally said.
Shut up. Wait, shut up, bro. Like I'm serious because it's like it's too much, man.
Yeah.
But then Will Smith came out. There was a party of the mother. The mother had a birthday party, like her whatever, and he basically went on the microphone and said, I just support everything Jada does and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like...
I genuinely think he doesn't give a fuck at this point. He's beyond it. And he's good at, I think, blocking it out, especially if he stops caring.
He's blocking out. He's blocking it out.
Whatever. Say whatever you want. Right?
Yeah.
But I also feel like behind the scenes, he could have messed up so much in the relationship.
Right. I agree.
Now
she's like, F it.
She's all like, it's about her. I mean, it's about her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can't really say much because of what he's done behind closed doors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that makes perfect
That's an
sense.
excellent
But
view,
yeah,
too.
we was thinking about that too. He must have did something really messed up.
Right.
I mean,
And she's more like, I'm done with it now. I'm about
Right.
to go and just tell everything. I'm sick of you.
Exactly.
You pissed me off for the last time.
Right, because there's no prenup. There's no
Right.
prenup.
There's no prenup.
So she's like, I'm gonna do everything I need to do to get that bread. Right?
no prenup.
She's worth 20 million herself, right? Which is fine. But if you're used to that Willsmith money,
Smith's
300 million,
different. It's different.
right?
Yeah.
It's different, and there's no prenup. And so she's probably like, I'm gonna do whatever I can to get him to divorce me,
Yeah.
because he's like 7
But
years. I haven't been called his wife, and he still hasn't divorced her.
But she just said he's not. There's no divorce between them.
But
And then
she
they're working it out. There's no divorce going to happen. They're working out their marriage.
She probably signed an NDA.
You know what
I
I'm
don't know.
saying?
I'm just saying, like, there's
Yeah.
something. It doesn't add up.
No,
Yeah.
the
It
story
just
doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make
It's
sense to
backwards.
us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you know why? Because we the J. Cole song or whatever that Will and that
Oh,
Jada
yeah,
left.
yeah.
People really wanted that for 20 years, and then all of a
Right.
sudden it's like she had the red table,
Yeah.
right? And
Blew
she
it
was
all
just
up.
she was telling everybody
She
all her
blew it up.
business.
It's
Yeah.
true.
I'm not telling my business on social media.
Right. I'm like,
I think
there's-
that's
tell
why
you what
Jay
you want to
Z.
know.
I think that's why
Right.
Jay Z and Beyonce did so
They're
well.
so
And even
private.
even when
They're
they
so private.
and even when it did come out, we still don't know what happened.
We don't even know what happened, but you
They
wrote
just
an
made
album.
music. They just made music, and that
You know what
was
I'm saying?
it.
It was in the music, you
know what I
figure
mean?
it out.
That's how it's supposed to be done. You know what I mean?
Right.
You don't go telling everybody and showing text messages and writing a
Right.
book
Oh,
about
I
your
know.
wife. Like come on, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that, man,
Yeah.
ever. So
Exactly.
And I mean, so even on a bigger level, I don't know how to say this. I don't want to get in trouble here, but we talk about it too. Like, anytime there's a big world event, something happens, and the media to kind of draw your attention away from it, right? So out
know.
in the world, something is happening, right?
Israel.
So,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
War,
then
all
they,
this.
I feel like even on another level, she's getting paid to talk crazy, so people go watch her instead of.
So the
over
real
here,
stuff was
right.
really happening.
Real
So she's like a
Right.
plant.
Yeah.
She's like a
Well,
plant.
she's like a
And then they're
Yeah,
just
they have-
pushing out the
they push
media.
the celebrities and
And it works.
You know,
It does work.
You know. It
Because we're
does.
talking
It
about
does,
it.
because I'm like,
It's
here
true,
we
we are talking
right?
about
Like,
it, yeah.
I'm like,
I didn't
Yeah.
want to dabble
It's
in on the
controversial.
Israel
Yeah, I
situation
didn't-
just because I
no,
don't
I
really have
feel it
that.
100%.
Yeah.
I don't have enough knowledge about it. You know what I'm
Me
saying?
too. I
Well,
don't know.
that's actually a good point, because we
what?
don't have enough knowledge because they're not providing us proper information.
That's
yeah,
true.
they're
The
not
media
pushing
isn't
it,
giving us
and-
as much information as we need to know.
Right.
But that's where it stops.
That's where it stops. Yeah. And
Yeah,
there we
so-
go.
Here we know more about this
Yeah,
relationship than the
yeah,
world
we could cut that
problems.
if
No,
you
it's
want,
true.
but-
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
Exactly.
that's good.
I know. So let's talk about social media. So basically, you guys have become a household name, I feel, because a lot of people, you're shaking your head, no, yes you are, because a lot of people know you guys. There was one TikTok video that I saw you put on Instagram, but it was like 51 million views. That's crazy. Yeah.
Bro, I took
No.
a picture with you guys.
Yeah.
Like, I know them. How do you know them?
I know. No, I
You know,
know.
I'm like,
so,
oh, snap, got your autograph.
no, seriously. So, I mean, it's kind of crazy how it started with you guys, but we kind of want to know a little bit. Maybe let everybody else know how you how it started. What kind of inspired you to get started to go social media and go that route?
Yeah, good question. Yeah. You want to?
Short answer or long answer?
Whatever you want.
Whatever
You know what?
answer.
Honestly,
Floor is yours.
it started for fun.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
We were just kind of experimenting with the social media platforms, and we weren't like consistent on there, but one video took off for us. And then after that, we were like, oh, people really like this. And
Yeah.
we started creating content. And then we felt like we were connecting as a couple.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we enjoyed it.
It was
'cause
fun.
we
It is fun, actually.
Yeah,
I
we
like
didn't
it.
have, we hadn't had that much fun in a while.
Yeah.
You know, we hadn't
Doing
had
something
something
together.
to
Yeah.
work together on and be creative with. And
Yeah.
so it became that outlet for us.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's great.
And it's funny because one of our goals always was whatever we do, we want to work together. That's kind of how we got together. We always kind of work together on stuff, right? And we loved being together. We could be with each other 24/7 and never get tired of each other. And we want to be with our kids all the time. So whatever is going to help us do that. And
We were
so,
open.
you know, the universe kind of just led us this way. And
That's great. Yeah, I love
yeah,
that.
it's been fun. And that's kind of how we started.
You spoke it into existence.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah,
Love that.
but it has to be it's demanding. Social media is demanding. You got to
Yeah.
post or you get forgotten about.
consistency.
So you got life, you got
Yeah.
3 children. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
You have their extracurricular activities. You have your family's extracurricular activities. You can hang out with us,
Right.
Like personal time. And then you guys travel. You guys do all this different thing. How do you balance all that? Like that's a lot, man. And then still have time to edit your own posts and edit your videos and do the skits and do everything.
Well, and
like
then
that.
also creating them because it's
Right.
not easy, you know what I mean, to come up with ideas, right? So, and then you having to have different ideas, 3, 4, 5 a week sometimes, depending on that,
Yeah.
right?
You guys make it sound like, whoa.
I'm getting stressed out just thinking about it. I'm like,
I didn't know.
yeah,
This
what
is
do
so
you guys
much.
do?
That's what you guys do.
This is what you do.
So on the outside looking in, this is what we see.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
You're amazing at time management.
I just
So
think
I
you
feel like
gotta
that helps.
you gotta like it, right? You gotta be about it, right? Like whatever you do, you gotta put the time in on it, you know. So just making that time, and other than that, I feel like it's just like any other job, right? If someone had a job, some people put their job before their family. Like like we keep our family values intact, you know.
Yeah.
We're on the same page with that. You know, our raising our kids comes first, and we just make the time and we make it fun. I mean,
So for social media content, what we do is we'll get ideas at any time of the day.
Yeah.
We just write them down, keep them
Write
on
them
notes,
down.
and then when we plan about like 2 days a week that we're going to create content.
yeah.
And that's usually what we do
Yeah,
for a
so
couple
it's
hours.
like we're doing this all the time. Like,
Yeah.
no, it's just like
like
it's like a couple
yeah,
hours, twice a week, maybe.
Knock it out. Okay,
Yeah,
got
yeah,
it. And then
yeah,
you're able
That's
to
smart.
cut it.
Yeah,
And then you're able
yeah.
to, you have like
Edit
all this
it
content.
today.
Then,
Yeah.
okay, so
Okay,
that's
good.
good. That makes sense.
So we're like,
That makes
okay,
sense.
we got 3 or 4 or 5 videos for the next.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Got it.
and
Oh,
at night
smart.
we'll edit. I do lighting. He does any cropping.
I'll do
and
the cutting and stuff. And yeah, we're just team. It's fun.
Yeah.
That's so dope, man.
I know, I love
It's
that.
fun.
You
I
guys
know.
are inspiration.
No, you're inspirational.
You inspired us to do
You
this
inspired us to do
podcast
this
again because
I'm
it's
so glad
like-
you guys are doing it because you guys, like I was telling you last night, you guys are interesting. You guys have a successful marriage, and people need to hear it. Like people need to. I feel like there's not many of those now. You know,
Yeah.
in this generation,
I
And
hear
the
you.
younger
I hear you.
generation, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
split
True.
quick, and again, people don't have that foundation, and so I think this is very good what y'all are doing.
We appreciate
I
it. Thank
appreciate
you.
it, man.
We
That's so
appreciate you
dope.
being our guest too, you know? So thank you.
Yeah, man. We saw y'all. We was like, man, we got to do that. And then at one point, y'all was doing fitness a little bit. Wasn't y'all doing fitness together?
Yeah.
At
Yeah,
one
yeah,
point?
yeah,
how we
yeah,
started.
yeah.
You
That's
know
how
what
we
I'm saying?
started. Yeah,
You know, I'm
And
like,
so,
man,
that we
I gotta look like
goal
Juan,
going,
bro.
man.
I
Wow,
know.
yoked up,
I
man.
mean,
I gotta
I was.
Retaining.
I'm glad this style's baggy right now because
You're so funny. Yeah, you guys have a lot of great things. It's funny and it seems organic. You know what I mean? It doesn't seem forced. Like some of these that I see out there is like very forced.
yeah,
You know what I mean? It seems very natural, you guys.
Yeah, we try to keep it as us as possible. You know,
Yeah.
trying to step out of our lane as far as like what we do.
If it
'Cause
doesn't
sometimes
feel
it
like
feels
us,
weird. I'm like,
we
nah,
won't
we
do
shouldn't
it.
do it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's got to be like from you, right? Like
Your reaction.
as much as possible. Yeah.
Speaking of, relationships, you guys are also interracial relationship couple,
Yeah.
somewhat,
Yeah.
as are we. When it comes to you guys' relationship, being interracial, did your parents have any influence on your marriage or on your relationship because it was interracial or in your marriage period? Did your parents have any outside influence on you guys? Mm-hmm. Was it positive? Was it negative?
Well, let's just say I'm the least black guy she's ever dated, so I don't think race was ever an issue for you.
No. I
your
grew
jungle
up.
fever was like,
My baby.
I had to convince her I'm black. I had to tell her like, hey, I got a quarter black in me. I promise.
Oh my god. That's
But
hilarious.
you're Mexican.
I mean, kind of, yeah.
Oh my
A
god.
little bit.
Yeah.
But no, my parents were never like that. I can't say that they cared because they didn't show that. They didn't express that. They really wanted just someone that loves me and that really took good care of me, and that's all they asked for. So, what about you?
My parents too. I mean, that was never an issue. My mom's white, like is super white. Don't look at me, and then my dad's Puerto Rican and my stepdad's Guamanian. So it's like race was never
It's
an
a
issue.
black-
Never an issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was an issue.
Kind of.
Yeah, it was. I mean, my mom, no, never.
Not with her
my
mom.
My mom didn't care. She knew what it was when I was a kid. But
Yeah.
you know, my grandma,
Yeah.
my
Really?
my aunt, yeah,
Really?
when I told them
Well,
that I was
shoot,
getting married,
Talking about
she's-
even before that, when you had your daughter the first
Oh,
time,
yeah.
she moved out the state.
my
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah,
Yeah, she didn't-
They moved. She moved out because she didn't want me to be with somebody. Yeah, yeah.
Same thing with the mother of my children. They were so worried that the kids are going to come out dark and everything like that. And
Exactly.
then when the kids didn't come out dark, then it was like, oh.
And then they love
They want to
them.
be in their
Isn't
life
that-
again. You know what I mean? They want to do
Wow.
It's
that.
disgusting,
It's kind of messed
actually.
up. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because it's like me in my previous relationship, I was with the white woman. She was from the country. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like straight up, there's no black people there. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
I'm like the only two. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
And I had to conform, because it's like they like you until something goes wrong, and it's like, oh, that, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's
Yeah.
like, it sucks, you know what I mean? Because you're trying to change yourself to make to be fit in with her family.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because, you have a child with her, you know what I mean, like that, but you could tell it's uncomfortable. They act like they like you.
Right.
You know, some were cool, some weren't, you know what I mean? But
You know, they
deep
talk
down
about you behind your back.
deep down, it is what it is. You know what I mean? So it was an issue for me and Brienne. I didn't care. We didn't care about what any of our
Yeah.
family members
I
said.
didn't
You know
care.
what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. I mean, it's because when it all said and done,
Yeah.
it's about us. You know
Right.
what I
In the
mean?
end, yeah.
Yes, there's going to be obstacles. There's going to be people that don't like it. There's going to be people that don't like our show, right?
Right.
It is what it is, and I'm not here to please everybody. I'm here. Who I care about is my husband and my kids.
Right.
You know, the people that I created, if you want to say, you
Right,
know what I'm
right,
saying,
yeah.
within and
It's
my
your
husband.
family.
That's it. Everybody else's input, it affects me sometimes. It does like hurt me at times, like with people make comments.
Yeah.
But that's all that matters is just us. You know what I mean?
That's why I always think, I'm so grateful that we live in San Diego.
Right.
No, I'm thinking
No,
about it
I
all
never
the time.
really
Like,
melting
there's
pot.
so many
That, or
colors,
I've
so
heard-
many,
yeah.
nobody's race. And if you go to certain
Santee.
states, yeah, I mean, if you go to certain areas, you're going to get more of one than the other.
Right.
But if you go to, like certain states, southern states, it's still an issue. And I'm just like, man,
Yeah.
listen,
I can't even fathom that. I'm like, that's way beyond, because people are people, and if you're more conscious, like people are just people. You can't control your color. You can't control.
You really
Yeah,
can't.
you can't
We're all-
control who
we're
you
all-
love.
We're
I'm like,
all
and
the
who you
same.
love,
and
race,
I'm
like- It's crazy. It's 2023.
Yeah.
and yeah,
We need to get
it blows
together.
my mind.
Yeah.
Parents out there need to make sure that you behind your kids, man, no matter what, because
Yeah.
they're your kids.
True.
You know what I mean?
Babies.
I think there's
And-
more important
and
things
you don't
than color.
Yeah, you don't know how much
Yeah.
stress you put on your children by like I said, you can disagree, but
It's their lives.
It's their lives. You know what I
It's
mean?
their lives, right?
We went to Atlanta one time, and
Yeah.
I was oblivious to it. I didn't think nothing was going on, but
Right.
man, it's like every time we walked in a restaurant, it's like everybody looked at us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was just like
They asked us every time we sat down to eat separate checks, right?
No way.
Every time. One lady asked to be moved because she couldn't fathom us. She was like, I need to be moved. I can't. This is making me sick.
What
I
year
can't
was
eat."
this? How long ago was this?
3 years ago,
3 years
maybe?
ago.
During
I couldn't believe it. I
Yeah.
didn't know.
Right,
She was
right.
telling me like, man, you're tripping.
because I've seen it. I've witnessed it. I get it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah.
And then-
It was bad.
Yeah.
They didn't agree with it. And the only time that they were cool with it is when we went as a big group, and then
Yeah.
it was fine because we can do business together. You can work together, but you're sitting at the same table. I never see that.
Wow.
I'm
I didn't
from
know
San
that.
Diego too, you know?
Yeah.
So
I
it's
did- I
like,
did
it's
not
a
know
big
that.
melting pot here. We're a military, a Navy area. So you
Yeah.
have everybody coming from
Yeah.
everywhere. And so I've never seen that. And to go out there and see that was like, whoa, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, it was unbelievable that I'm thinking that's like,
You're
that
like-
was back in the day.
Yes.
You know?
Right.
Yeah.
No.
You'd be surprised how bad people don't like the interracial couples. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They just don't like it. you
Yeah,
know?
and that's
So,
just, to me, again, that's like, it's just ignorant. I mean,
It's
you
ignorance.
there's
Exactly.
so much depth to a person besides their color. And
Yeah.
like the shallowest of things is the color of their skin. You know what I'm saying? Again, another reason why I'm just grateful we live in San Diego. 'cause
Facts,
that's-
right?
yeah,
I know.
It's just
I know.
crazy.
Exactly.
I'm happy that I'm in San Diego.
Yeah, me too.
I'm happy I have a wife. I don't have to go date in this world in this time of life
Oh,
now.
I can't even imagine
Bro.
dating now. Yeah.
Yeah, there was
Yeah,
no way.
it's not for
It'd be
me.
too complicated.
It's not for me.
You want what? You want to be taken where on the first date? You want
I know.
You want a Birkin?
I know. I know.
I just met you. You want to be flued where?
Yeah.
You want your first date where?
Entitlement.
Bahamas?
Oh, I
Yes,
know.
You know, it's like
that's
it's
insane.
It is.
it's crazy.
The mentality
You know
has
what I'm
changed.
saying?
Yeah. So we're grateful to be married.
Yeah, same
Super
here.
dope.
And I mean,
So-
I tell it to him like, just the energy it takes to like get to know somebody and like getting there to be yourself.
Right.
Is just,
Yes.
I'm like, I don't want to spend all that energy. Like we could be like building something. You know?
Exactly.
We could be like doing way more stuff.
Something else.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So on that note, nobody's getting divorced. We in it.
Yeah,
Right?
Jada will.
Exactly. Yeah.
We're going to
Nah.
bleep that out.
Exactly. Yeah. We'll be like the Learys, you know. We'll be like the Learys.
Exactly.
So we just wanted to say thank you. We appreciate you guys coming to the chop shop with us and chopping it up with us. And we hope to have you again sometime because we could talk forever in all honesty, but
We
you know,
do, yeah.
we'll have to make that for a part 2. So, all right. Well, this is Miss Bree.
Chosen on the beat.
The Learys.
Emery's.
Where can,
Juan.
where can they follow you guys at?
Exactly.
Tell them.
Oh, at the Learys on every platform, every social media.
Facebook. Well, mine's Juan Leary, but everywhere else, Instagram,
TikTok.
YouTube, it's the Learys. Yeah.
You guys follow the
Make
Learys.
sure you
They're
follow them.
hilarious. They're
Exactly.
amazing.
Thank you
You get a
for
lot of
having
couples
us.
goals,
Appreciate it.
a lot of
Our
inspirational, motivational things,
first
and motivational
podcast.
tools, man. So they're awesome, man. Thanks for
Appreciate
pulling
it.
up to the
Appreciate
shop
it.
shop. We love you guys.
Appreciate
Appreciate it.
All right,
All right.
peace.